Respect is not something that can be demanded. It must be earned through actions, consistency, and integrity. In life, people judge you based on how you carry yourself, how you respond to situations, and the habits you maintain. If you constantly engage in behaviors that project weakness, insecurity, or a lack of self-control, others will struggle to take you seriously. According to Stoic philosophy, self-discipline, emotional resilience, and personal accountability are key to gaining respect. If you find that people do not respect you, it might be because you are unknowingly engaging in these 5 behaviors. 1. Seeking validation from others. Relying on the approval of others for your sense of worth is one of the fastest ways to lose both self-respect and the respect of those around you. When you constantly seek validation, you place your self-esteem in the hands of people who may not always have your best interests at heart. This makes you emotionally vulnerable, easily influenced, and dependent on external opinions to feel good about yourself. A person who needs constant reassurance often struggles with decision-making. Instead of trusting their own judgment, they seek confirmation from others before taking action. This hesitation signals insecurity and a lack of confidence, which can make people take you less seriously. Those who command true respect are not concerned with whether or not others approve of their choices. They are guided by their values and convictions rather than the ever-changing opinions of those around them. Another issue with constantly seeking validation is that it forces you to conform to what others expect, even when it goes against your own beliefs. If you live your life trying to meet other people's expectations, you will never truly be free. You will find yourself saying things you do not mean, agreeing to things you do not believe in, and acting in ways that do not align with your true self. Over time, this erodes your sense of identity and makes it difficult for others to see you as someone with strong principles. Stoic philosophy teaches that external opinions are beyond your control. The more you rely on them, the more unstable your confidence becomes. Instead of chasing approval, focus on self-improvement, develop skills, build character, and learn to validate yourself through discipline and personal achievements. When you stop seeking validation from others, you gain something much more valuable, which is self-respect. People respect those who do not need constant reassurance to feel worthy. Confidence comes from within, not from the approval of others. The moment you realize that you do not need permission to be yourself, you become someone who naturally commands respect without ever having to ask for it. 2. Complaining about everything. Constantly complaining is one of the quickest ways to lose the respect of those around you. While everyone experiences challenges, setbacks, and frustrations, how you choose to respond to them defines your character. People who frequently complain develop a habit of focusing on problems rather than solutions. Instead of taking action to improve their situation, they dwell on negativity, making excuses for why things are not going their way. When you complain about everything, you create an atmosphere of negativity that pushes people away. Those around you begin to associate you with pessimism, and over time, they may start avoiding your presence. No one respects a person who is always looking for reasons to be unhappy, especially when they refuse to take responsibility for their own circumstances. True strength lies in accepting life's difficulties and finding ways to overcome them, rather than blaming external factors for every inconvenience. A person who complains excessively also signals weakness and a lack of control over their own life. Instead of demonstrating resilience and adaptability, they appear powerless in the face of adversity. People respect those who can endure challenges with grace and determination. When you handle problems with a calm and rational mindset, you earn the admiration of those around you. Complaining, on the other hand, only makes you seem incapable of handling difficulties. Another major issue with constant complaining is that it conditions your mind to expect the worst. The more you focus on what is wrong, the harder it becomes to see opportunities for growth and improvement. Complaining reinforces a victim mentality, making it seem as though life is happening to you rather than recognizing that you have control over your own actions and responses. Those who gain respect are the ones who take accountability for their circumstances and work toward solutions, rather than wasting time and energy on complaints. Stoic philosophy teaches that external events are not within our control, but our reactions to them are. Complaining does nothing to change a situation, yet it drains energy and fosters bitterness. Instead of voicing dissatisfaction about every minor inconvenience, shift your mindset toward finding solutions. When faced with difficulties, Ask yourself what can be done to improve the situation or what lesson can be learned from it. People admire those who maintain composure in the face of challenges. Instead of complaining, focus on adapting and taking action. The less you dwell on what is wrong and the more you work toward making things better, the more respect you will earn from others. 3. Breaking your promises. Trust is the foundation of respect. And nothing erodes trust faster than failing to keep your word. When you make promises but do not follow through, people begin to see you as unreliable and untrustworthy. Over time, this damages your reputation and weakens your relationships. Both personally and professionally, people want to associate with those who are dependable, not those who make empty commitments. When you break a promise, it is not just the words that lose value but your entire character that comes into question. If you constantly say you will do something but never deliver, people stop believing in you. They start to assume that your words hold no weight. Even small broken promises add up, creating a pattern of inconsistency that others notice. Keeping promises is not always easy, but it is a direct reflection of discipline and integrity. When you commit to something, follow through, even when it becomes inconvenient. If you are unable to fulfill a promise, be honest about it instead of making excuses. Owning your mistakes and communicating openly shows maturity and earns more respect than pretending the broken promise does not matter. Stoic wisdom emphasizes the power of self-control and personal responsibility. A person who respects themselves will not make careless promises they cannot keep. If you want others to respect you, be intentional with your commitments. Speak only when you mean what you say, and let your actions prove your reliability. Trust is difficult to rebuild once lost, so protect your word and honor every commitment you make. 4. Being easily offended. A person who is easily offended gives others too much control over their emotions. When you react strongly to every disagreement, criticism, or joke, it signals insecurity and emotional fragility. People begin to see you as someone who cannot handle differing opinions or handle constructive feedback. Over time, this behavior makes it difficult for others to engage with you honestly, as they feel they must constantly walk on eggshells to avoid upsetting you. Respect is earned through emotional strength, not by demanding that others accommodate your sensitivities. Life is full of situations where people may not agree with you, and not everyone will speak to you with kindness. If you take every comment personally, you allow others to dictate how you feel. Instead of responding with anger or defensiveness, learn to assess situations calmly. Ask yourself if the remark was truly meant to be offensive or if it was simply a different perspective. Often, people do not intend harm, but a sensitive reaction turns a small issue into a bigger problem. The philosophy of Stoicism teaches that external events are beyond your control, but your reaction to them is always within your power. If you want to command respect, practice emotional resilience. Develop the ability to let go of petty grievances and focus on what truly matters. When you remain calm in the face of criticism, others will admire your self-discipline and strength. It is not about suppressing emotions but about choosing your battles wisely. Not every comment deserves a response, and not every opinion about you is worth considering. By cultivating a mindset that values inner stability over external validation, you gain control over your emotions and earn the respect of those around you. People respect those who can handle life's challenges with composure and grace. If you stop allowing minor offenses to shake your confidence, you will find that others treat you with more dignity and admiration. 5. Trying too hard to impress others. When you constantly seek to impress others, you lose authenticity and weaken your self-respect. People can easily sense when someone is desperate for approval, and instead of earning admiration, this behavior often leads to the opposite effect. True respect comes from being genuine, not from trying to showcase an exaggerated version of yourself to gain acceptance. Trying too hard to impress others often leads to over-explaining, exaggerating achievements, or even pretending to be someone you are not. This makes you seem insecure rather than confident. People who truly command respect do not feel the need to prove their worth to everyone they meet. They allow their actions, consistency, and quiet confidence to speak for them. One of the biggest mistakes is shaping your personality around what you think others will admire instead of focusing on personal growth. Whether it is constantly bragging, name-dropping, or pretending to be more successful than you are, these behaviors create a false image that is difficult to maintain. Eventually, people will see through the act, and instead of gaining respect, you may lose credibility. The philosophy of Stoicism teaches that external validation is fleeting and unreliable. Respect comes from inner strength, not from seeking approval. If you base your worth on how others perceive you, you will always be chasing something outside of your control. Instead of trying to impress people, focus on becoming the best version of yourself. Work on your skills, strengthen your principles, and cultivate self-discipline. People are naturally drawn to those who are comfortable in their own skin. When you stop seeking validation and focus on living according to your values, others will respect you without you having to ask for it. The less you try to impress, the more impressive you become.